Well, let me tell you something about a friend named GunToad. The day he told me to play Helldivers 2. And on that day, I tried to play. And the next day, I blew up my computer. All right, everybody out there in the CraftChest Nation. It's CraftChest here. And today, I'm going to tell you about the story of how GunToad helped me brick a computer. And I know he's going to probably go, God damn it, I didn't have anything to do with that. Brr, brr, brr. But that's okay because you know my best friend in the whole wide world that I'm joking. But it did happen. All right, it did happen. And let me tell you briefly about this story. And then we're going to go into the retrofit. Yet again, another retrofit to the Too Wicked version 5. And now it's version 5.1. I just as well call it a version 6 because it's basically an entirely new computer. Was the Enterprise A, the Enterprise, whatever from the original, the same, or not because of all the changes they did? Who knows? But today we're going to talk about how the last video that I made, I said, I'm back. And then all of a sudden I fell off. And here's the reason why. All right, so Steam had their spring sale start. And I was like, ooh, do I want Last Epoch or do I want Helldivers 2? Well, about that same time, my brain waves floated through the universe. And I was on Discord. GunToad's like, you really got to get Helldivers 2. I was like, well, I was thinking about getting Helldivers 2, but I was kind of thinking about Last Epoch too. He goes, well, I got a lot of love for Last Epoch, but Helldivers 2 is super fun. You need to try it. And I was like, okay, well, let's do that. And before we go any further, let me find where it's at right here. I'm sorry about the watermark, but I've had issues that I don't even want to talk about. But I got to update my license. And right now, for whatever reason, it won't update because they won't accept payment. I don't know what is up with that. But anyway, let's get back to the story. So I started downloading Helldivers 2. I bought it. I was like, okay, let's get this because it's got a little bit off. It's $34, $35, whatever. And I was going to spend that much, 40 bucks on a game that I really wanted to play. And I decided to do Helldivers 2. So I downloaded it. And I was like, you know what? Before I do that, let me update my BIOS, my graphics drivers, my chipset, you name it. Let's pause and update everything. So I did. So I go to play in Helldivers 2. Can't get past the tutorial without the game either freezing or crashing. Wow, what is that? So I put up my, stats up on the screen so I could monitor temps. I was like, well, the temperature's not that bad. It's like 89, 90, which is high. But for a stock cooler, it's not that bad. So I tried again. And finally, the computer just said, I'm out. And turned off. So that wasn't the last of it. Restart, whatever, let her cool down. So I was like, well, I could play Black Desert on remastered and still get at least 60 to 90 frames. And I don't know what's up. Matter of fact, with the latest updates, I was getting 124, which was shocking to me. I was like, oh my God, I can finally play Valkyrie with the new, the newest version of the Too Wicked. So I was like, man, this game is like really resource intensive. I may have to get a better cooler for the CPU. Maybe that's the thing. It's got to be thermal because I'm using a Be Quiet. But just in case, I said, let me call JP. I was like, hey, man, do you still have that other Be Quiet or do you have that new power supply? Either one will work. Which one do you have? He goes, well, I got the other Be Quiet. I was like, perfect, because that'll be a quick changeover and I won't have to change any cabling or wire management, and I'll plug the new one in and be done. So I try that. Same thing happened. All right. So I was like, well, let me order a new CPU cooler. So I got one. So I took the PC out and I use the air compressor, and I don't use it super close. It's not like blow it out. It really wasn't that dirty. because I try to keep up with PC maintenance, and I've posted in the past. Anybody that follows me on X knows that whenever I do my yearly or quarterly or whatever cleanings on my PCs, I'll usually take pictures of them, because outside you get really good pictures of computers. All right, so I'll post those whenever I do them, most times. And so I blew it out, and I was like, well, I'm going to document this because I'm changing from stock to a Thermalright, and Paul from Paul's Hardware really recommends these cooling solutions for CPUs right now. And mine, I forget what it is. Let me actually look and see what it's called, because this is something that I always forget to do, is give people model numbers of stuff. So I have the Thermalright Phantom Spirit 120 SE ARGB CPU air cooler, 7 heat pipes CPU cooler. It's got 2, and I might as well show you. I think this should be the same scene, huh? Is it pulled up? Oh yeah, there you go. So this got the dual, I'm trying to get a little picture, RGB fans. All right, and you can see it here. Let me just click on it. Nope. Whoop. Nope. Nope. No, you don't. Anyway, y'all got a good look at it. I don't want to go on personal information. All right, so there you go. So got a cooling solution, and what had happened is that I changed that over. I was super careful about everything that I did. New thermal paste, cleaned everything off with like 99% alcohol, 90 plus alcohol. New thermal paste, bought a new thing, which, no, I already threw the pack away. Got the Corsair thermal paste, yada yada. Went to put the PC back in, plugged everything up, turned it on. RGB lit up on the motherboard as normal. Hit the power button. Nothing. So I changed power supplies again. I was like, well, all right. Nothing. Man, what's going on? Long story short, the only thing I could figure was take it apart. So I took everything apart, everything out of the PC, and started over. Put it back together. Nothing. Oh my God, why? So I was like, you know what? Pack this. I'm about to go shopping. So I went shopping. Ha! And so I ended up getting, and I'm going to actually, let me see if I can find you a good picture of both of these boards. All right, so let's go over to this. I'm going to actually go to the X first and show you what I actually bought. Here we go. All right, so I got the Gigabyte Aorus B550 Elite AX version 2 1.0. Now, this has the latest BIOS on it. I couldn't update the BIOS. I checked. The latest BIOS on it was from like either June or July of last year, and put everything together. All right, here is when I put it together, which we have the RX 7600 graphics card here. We have the Ryzen 5 5600X CPU underneath the Thermalright. We have two M.2s, which are the crucial main drive P3, gaming drive P5, and this board actually supports the speeds, which is quite impressive. Now this case, let's go over to this case. Here we go. Let's go over to this case. This case is quite impressive. It comes as you see it. It's got the nice black finish, tempered glass side, 4 120 fans, 3 in the front, 1 in the back, and it's got tons of room. Let's go over here and show you what I'm talking about. Yeah, even Esri's impressed. But I want y'all to see right here, in between the motherboard mount, ATX is like right about here. You get about 2 inches here, which makes things super simple. Fan connectors. Let's go back to, a matter of fact, let's go back to this. Fan connectors over here. It may not look like it from the picture I took, but fan connectors were super simple to plug up. The CPU connector, super simple to plug up. And you see the room that I have right here? Well, you may not be able to see it. The way I got it cropped, because I don't want y'all to see my address and all that good stuff. But anyway, on this picture, you can see it. All right, there's a lot of room, at least 2 inches. Same thing with between the cooler and the GPU. On the other board, it was like right up next to it. Like, I mean, like, wow, how's that going to work? The only thing I don't like about the Thermalrights is the way they have their heat pipes kind of low to fit in most cases, is that this fan, and now I do have it about 1/8 of an inch above the RAM, but it does sit a little higher than this one. Doesn't seem to matter because I'm still in the 30s while recording. When at idle, I'm at 26, 27C. Man, there you go. Now let's look at the motherboard. This motherboard for the price, okay, I paid $160 for it, okay? The Gigabyte B550 Aorus Elite AX version 2 AM4, impressive. I actually think this board is better, in my opinion, than the ASRock. What do I have over here? The Steel Legend. X570 Steel Legend. It's got Wi-Fi just like this one has Wi-Fi. And this one has the built-in I/O shield on the back of it, which, where's that at? Right here. You don't have to worry about an I/O. It's already built in. The only thing that this one is lacking, which a lot of modern motherboards have, is the digital readout on diagnostics. Now I'm going to come back over here and minimize this. Did I show you everything? So there's the PC. Oh, no. Let me go ahead and show you the PC all the way. Here's the case put together. This is my PC. This is my build. And here is the RGB lights on here at the battle station. And there you go. So here at my particular location, I have the, in the case. I showed you the case. DIY. I did show you the case, but I want to tell you what this is. The DIY case is this case right here. DIY Rainbow Flash F1 Black USB 3.0 with tempered glass on the side for $55, $54.97. Now, how long it's going to stay that, I don't know. But guys and gals out there, let me tell you something. If you need a new case and you want plenty of room for an ATX mid-tower, this is the case to pick. I know a lot of people out there are sponsored by, you name it, a company. But I have always loved the designs of DIY, and they've always kept getting better. This one has more room than the Half 912, which I understand is a very dated case. All right, that's from back in 2007, 2008, 9. All right, I get it. It's made for HHDs. It's not meant for M.2s and SSDs. This case here actually has 4 SSD mounts on it, plus the M.2s on the motherboard. No optics and no spin drive. Well, no, I'm sorry. 1 spin drive mount in the back with the power supply. Okay, so you have options. I have a DIY case here, a DIY case there. This is a DIY case. And somebody else that I built a computer for has a DIY case. DIY PC cases are so underrated. And the construction of them now, especially since they're offering tempered glass, oh my goodness, you can't beat it. So anyway, let me get back to this. So I put all this together. And now here we are. New computer. And I might as well call it the Two Wicked Six because that's where we're at. I think in the X post, I called it the Two Wicked version 5.1 retrofit. So far, so good. And really, I'm impressed so far. I've played Black Desert on Remastered. I've played Chrono Trigger, of course. I haven't played Helldivers, which I guess I should have played that before I made this video. But I wanted to do this video while I had a little time to do so. All right, and to show you, I've been lazy. Look at all this white. Yeah, GunToad makes fun of me now. Oh, man, I thought you died. That's what he said last time. I was like, what the fuck? Anyway, so the struggle continues. We're going to be doing some stream tests. We're going to be doing some gaming tests, both at the same time, here very soon. Whew, man. I'm out of breath. Guess I am getting old. But I'm never going to give up. Huh. And as far as the diet and workout and everything, I'm going to tell you guys and gals right now, it's hard. It's hard. I actually had a bout this past couple of weeks, which my diet got off as F. And I'm going to tell y'all something. I digress, but I got to show you. Or not show you, but I'm going to tell you what it is. If I can get this funky phone to work. Let me get over here and tell you what my blood pressure was last week. And y'all probably going to say, you might need to be in the hospital while you're up here making a video. My blood pressure was 174 over 107. I waited a little while. I was like, well, maybe I'll be all right. So I calmed down, breathed. Woosah. And then it went down to 168 over 114. Heart rate, 85. The first one was 86. So heart rate's good, but my pressure is up. I asked the doctor about it. He goes, well, at least it's not 180. Like, okay. I'm still alive. So there you go. But anyway, I'm going to end it here. We're going to try this again. Thank you, GunToad, for pushing me over the edge to go ahead and finish this build. New case, new motherboard, a new craft of the mind. Go out there and have some fun, everybody. And remember, never give up. Woo!